All right, what is going on, guys? I am so sorry for that boomer mistake. It's all good. We're going to restart the live. Hopefully, I can more or less talk from the heart again like I just did and not mess it up. All right, guys. On today's live, we are going to be talking Mr. Carson Wentz, going over his injury, talking about why I think he deserves a lot of respect, as well as talking about why I think Kevin O'Connell didn't let Max Brosmer play in the second half of last week's game. And then lastly, I want to talk about the TJ Hockenson trade rumors. So sit tight, relax. You have made it to the right place. I am your host, Supreme Overlord, aka Mr. AI Man 3000, aka Mr. Purple and Gold Bars, at your service. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I hope to reach there by the end of the year. And let's get right into it, guys. Let's get the freaking show intro going. Yes, MJ, I'm not the boomer age, but I'm definitely acting more and more like a boomer every day. Not the first careless mistake. And thank you, Samuel, for checking in with me. Always showing up, man, and supporting. I absolutely love it, man. Thank you so much. All right. Let's get right into it, guys. I want to first and foremost start by thanking Mr. Carson Wentz. It's not lost on me what you've done for our organization. You've been a tremendous leader. You've done a great job on the field. You've got us a couple wins. You've been a tough son of a gun. And most importantly, I think you've been the one shielding our quarterback room. You know, I'm not going to buy into the conspiracy theorist notion that, oh, it's a soft benching. Oh, JJ's not ready. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's be real. For any conspiracy to even exist, you know how many people have to be in on it and then not say anything to anybody and keep it a secret for as long as it's been? I don't know about you. When somebody comes and tells me a secret about what's going on, it feels like I can't help but like want to tell someone. And I have to really curb that and keep it deep down and prevent myself from doing it. And that's me with a lot of determination not to, break someone's trust. Imagine if I told this conspiracy to one of my friends or my girlfriend, it'd be in the social media so fast. So I'm not going to buy a single second from that narrative, because to me, it's very clear what was going on. We know that KOC is risk averse. Our organization is extremely conservative. And it's no secret that KOC believes that organizations definitely let young quarterbacks down and not the other way around. So, Occam's razor exists for a reason. The simplest and easiest answer is usually the right one. And Carson has been doing a good job of shielding our young quarterbacks from any scrutiny while he gets healthy. And the reason being that I believe that is because we didn't play Max Brosmer in the second half last week. I thought for sure, he's going to play the second half. But then I remembered how risk averse and the mentality and the mindset philosophy that KOC has. And I thought to myself, why would he risk putting him out there and potentially getting injured? Repeating the same mistake that he made last year when he threw out the team with like 30-some seconds to try to get a couple points before the end of the half just to watch Christian Darrisaw go down for the rest of the season. You saw what that O-line was doing. What if Max didn't read something properly because he's a rookie and gets injured, maybe misses the rest of the season or is out for a few weeks? Then we have 3 injured quarterbacks with no clear direction going forward. We'd have to trade for someone, maybe pick someone up in free agency to come in and, have to figure it out doesn't seem like a smart idea to me. So I think it's pretty obvious why Carson played the majority of that second half. They were going to try to do their best with Carson and wait until for this moment where JJ is healthy enough to start and Max Brosmer is 100% healthy to back him up. Lastly, man, Carson Wentz, you've been a dog, man. Thank you so much. I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but if you do, thank you so much for everything that you've done for this team. It's not lost on me. I understand that you're a great QB2. And I'm so happy for you that you were able to experience the joy of playing for your childhood team that you've been dreaming about doing for God knows how long. And guess what? You were able to experience that Bengals game and the elation of what that destruction was like. You got to almost bring us back and win that game against the Steelers. And then you threw that incredible touchdown to Jordan Addison to win us the Browns game. Man, that had to feel good. And so I'm so grateful for everything that you've done, for putting your health on the line, for doing what needed to be done like the veteran quarterback should do. And because of you, we've made it to this point in the season where we can hopefully, knock on wood, not experience any more quarterback injuries and ride with our young quarterbacks the rest of the way. And so thank you so much. You are incredible to me. And thank you. I totally respect you. And, I hope that your recovery goes well. It sucks. You separated your shoulder, you tore your labrum and fractured your shoulder socket. Man, you're a tough son of a gun. Unbelievable, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot say it enough. You're always going to have a special spot in my heart, just like Sam Darnold does for last year and doing what he did for us. He gave us a heck of a season, and you've given us a lot more than people want to give you credit for. Next, I want to talk about, like I said, imagine if we would have started Max Brosmer and he got injured. Then what? We got to do some getting rid of more draft picks, getting fleeced for draft picks to pick up a backup somewhere. Maybe bring in Russell Wilson. Maybe, I don't think they're going to get rid of Jameis because he's such a great leader. He's a fun guy. He brings energy to the locker room. He eats W's on the sidelines, even though he's not even playing. So I don't think they were going to move on from him, but is that what you guys wanted? I know I didn't. I wanted to move on with JJ because I know regardless of whether we played the season with JJ, Max, or even Carson, we had the exact same probabilities of winning anywhere between 9 to 12 wins, depending on our luck. And if we made it into the playoffs, we'd probably lose. And I don't know about you, but I didn't want to have another humiliating loss with a veteran backup at QB. If Max is there or if JJ's playing in that game and we lose, at least I get the comfort knowing that he gets to have the experience of actually prepping for a playoff game, feeling what that energy is, feeling what the type of speed and the football play, how it elevates in the playoffs. Something that can be used to make a big step in year 2. So to me, it's clearly obvious why we didn't play Max Brosmer in the second half of the game last weekend. It was the right call, regardless of what the conspiracy theorists and whoever wants to say. It was the right call. Because right now, we have 2 healthy quarterbacks going in to hopefully finish out the season without any injury. And that's the best place that we could be in. We get to restart the J.J. McCarthy era. And the best part about it is that hopefully Max Brosmer and J.J. are quarterbacks of the future. For me, I feel like J.J. could definitely evolve to become our starter, and Max could be our long-term backup as well. And to have 2 young guys like that working together, competing with each other, elevating each other, it's going to be awesome to see. So I'm excited to see what happens the rest of the year, regardless of how pretty or how ugly it looks at times. I've been saying since before the season started, it's going to look ugly at times. We're going to get some big wins. We're going to get some ugly wins. It's going to be everything in between. But it's going to give us move us in the right direction in this rebuild. It's funny because a lot of people want to rebuild, draft a young quarterback and develop him until the first sign of adversity. Then they want to blow it up and move on to whichever lame veteran quarterback to come in to try to save the season, or maybe even whatever, move on from. It's funny because when you look and you're so focused on on now instead of the future, you make stupid predictions or stupid comments like that. So I get it. I understand. And I understand where the frustration comes from. You know, I see a lot of other stuff talking about, oh, we need to fire this and we need to fire him. But you know what? It's funny because we hired Kwesi, for example, because he wasn't a cookie cutter GM, because he was going to bring in a new era of thinking to the GM position. And now, when he's thinking differently, you guys want to complain that he's thinking differently? When that's the reason why we brought him in? Makes zero sense to me. And two, oh, well, he can't draft. None of his picks pan out. Okay, that's fine. But how is he going to get better at doing that if we don't let him do that? Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Let's bring in somebody else. And then what happens if they make the same mistakes or worse? Then what? We're left with a what if. Oh, what if Kwesi could have, maybe his vision was real, maybe something, or then he moves on to another team and starts actually learning from his mistakes and growing like we wished he could have done for us. And then we're the laughing stock for letting him go. The same goes for KOC. The same goes for Brian Flores. So I don't really get it. It's funny. It's funny to me. But last, I want to talk about the TJ Hockenson trade rumors, because to me, it doesn't make any sense at all. I get it. Everybody's too butthurt and doesn't, because they set so high expectations for a team that was potentially going to be starting a rookie quarterback this year. The epitome of delusion, don't you think? I don't understand why people were thinking, oh, we're going to be in the Super Bowl. Really? Because most of the time, young quarterbacks struggle. And it was obvious that we would have a bunch of ups and downs. So, yeah, I get it. You guys are upset because you had such high expectations and they came crumbling down when you saw what this team was actually. A very talented team that has a lot of things to work on. I'm not denying that things aren't working the way they're supposed to. But guess what? You got to let them grow. You got to let them figure it out. Because if you don't, we're going to end up like the Cardinals. Remember when they drafted a developmental quarterback in Josh Rosen? Before he even got his bags unpacked, they moved him out and reached for Kyler Murray. And then they overcommitted on Kyler Murray because they panicked and they thought, well, we didn't commit on that guy. We got to commit on this guy. They brought in players. They brought in everything that they could have done, coaches, everything, to make sure that they succeed with Kyler. And what's going on now? Their fan base is happier when Jacoby Brissett plays because they feel they actually have a chance of winning when he's playing. I don't know if that's what you guys want, then, I guess I can't even justify even agreeing or even agreeing to disagree, because that's just ridiculous. It is what it is. Some people just aren't able to look past the present and keep in mind the future. But, what do I know? And when it comes to TJ Hockenson, a lot of people are saying, well, he's washed. He ain't doing nothing this year. There's no production. Yeah, he's been playing really well, actually, just not in the way that you think. Did you notice that he went one-on-one against TJ Watt and shut him down, didn't allow a single pressure from one of the best edge rushers in the game? Yeah, you know what? He's had to be put on blocking duties and focus on a lot more of that instead of running out and catching passes. And guess what? A guy like that's willing to put his own wants and needs aside and do what the team wants is something that all teams should have. And all teams Every fan should wish that all their players were like that. And hopefully, as the season progresses and the O-line becomes healthy, he won't have to do that, and he can go back to doing the things that we know he can do. Because just because he's been blocking doesn't mean he forgot how to catch the ball. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of rust having to transition from blocking duties back to receiving duties, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Now, I guess you can make the financial argument. Maybe we can bring in some draft picks or this and that and whatever. But let's not forget that this team was created to just survive this season and then hopefully continue to develop our young guys. We need to let this team draft players and improve and learn from their mistakes and have a little patience and grace, maybe a little faith. Because if we act like the Cardinals fans or the Cardinals front office and panic, we're going to end up in a similar situation or even worse. But let's not forget, he's not the only developmental quarterback that's struggled or has had a lot of negative publicity or fans going wild. I remember when Russell Wilson got drafted into the league. He was too short to see over the line. You know, he wasn't supposed to do what he's going to do. He's just going to flame out. He struggled at times. And then in year 2, he won a Super Bowl. Let's look at Joe Flacco. In his rookie year, he threw 16 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, and everybody said he's mediocre. The defense carries him. And then 5 years later, he was Super Bowl MVP. And then let's not forget Josh Allen. When he got drafted, fans were losing their mind, saying things like we should have drafted Josh Rosen. And maybe had Josh Rosen been there, maybe somebody would have committed to him long enough to see what he actually had, instead of destroying his confidence and letting him flame out of the league. I don't know. He's going to be a big what if for a long time. But what happened with Josh Allen? Man, everybody was saying that he's the epitome of boom or bust. The football outsiders or insiders said they literally predicted him to fail. And what happened? He got better. He was rough in year 1. He got better. And then he became good. And then he became elite. And now he's MVP caliber. And all he needed was a fan base to believe in him and a team that was committed to go to riding out his growth and seeing what the potential could bring to the team. And now he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, I'm not saying, nor do I know that JJ is going to be that guy. But if we want to find out, we got to have some patience and some faith and just let the man go out there and do what he does. See how he grows. And before you know it, we'll have a clear path one way or another. We'll know specifically that he's not him and we can move on. Or he will show that he is our future starting quarterback, our future franchise quarterback, and then we can ride that wave and see where his potential leads us. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, I do a lot of outside of the box thinking, and I do a lot of taking a lot of things into account before I start making my analysis or taking an objective look at things. So I know I don't see things the way everybody else does. Because if not, I'd be calling for everybody to tear this team down. You're not going to see me doing that. I'm going to appreciate what we're going through now for what it is. Because let's not forget, when they make documentaries about dynasties of any sports franchise, those documentaries, they start with when they started winning or when it started working. They might bury it in the opening credits, talking about all the rough, the tough times, the growing pains, and in 30 seconds they're right into the rest of the story. It's always glossed over the times of pain, suffering, doubt before they turn into something special. And I just want to see if that's the case. Because I don't think that Anybody has made a valid argument to firing Kwesi, to firing KOC, to firing Brian Flores. Because all of them, every argument, has all been emotionally charged and irrational. Let's be real and let's be honest. Because if they weren't, you'd have actual facts or something to back up. But most people don't. The way it is. It's the way it is in the modern day of the social media era. It's pretty funny to me. All right, guys, I got to go. I'm sorry I had to restart the live and because I was a boomer and totally didn't turn on my mic. I have an appointment. Holy crap, I got a half an hour to get ready. I have another appointment to go to. Work has definitely picked up over the last couple of weeks since the Jays finished the Mariners and got into the World Series. So I got another trip that I have to make. I think somebody else is going to see the Jays watch party at the Saddle Dome or whatever, or stadium, Rogers Center, whatever it is. So I hope you guys are having a great time. I love you guys all. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next live. Take care.